Today on Vegas to Reno, how it's done. Trophy truck preparation. When it comes to prepping a race truck, the Isenhouer brothers use specialized calibrated tools operated by professionals with uninterrupted focus. When these trucks are being prepared for a race event, one of the most important steps is to...
Don't eat the bolts. Step one, don't eat the bolts. What are we doing?
You had talked us into stripping the entire 6100 truck down to a bare chassis, coating it, and then putting it all back together before Vegas to Reno. And that's like...
It's like 90 days.
Ish.
I think it's totally doable. And it'll be really nice because now we won't have to Scotch Brite. So just think, we put in the work now, and we don't have to put the work in later.
So my hands aren't gonna be all screwed up anymore.
Yeah, your hands will always be screwed up.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna pull the entire thing out down to bare chassis, wiring harness, motor, training, everything. Put it all back together.
Start over. Things we should have done the very first time we put it together. So let's walk you through this. Let's see where this thing is right now. And that is the truck as it sits post Mint 400. I mean, it's been to a couple car shows. It went to LS Fest. We cleaned it. But yeah, we're gonna take this perfectly great running truck here. We're gonna strip it down to nothing and then try and make it all brand new. And we're gonna try our best to document it the best we can. We're pretty terrible at this stuff, so sorry in advance. And also sorry for the shaky cameras. Wish us luck. Alright, got the back of that thing all taken off. The big task is trying to get the cab off. As easy as it is, it's not the funnest. Hey, quit messing with stuff. Stop. Just wait till boots on the ground gets here, dude. Man, don't worry, my security guard will be here.
I'm calling BLM on you.
Taking all the rocks home. The rest of the paneling has to come off and like drive shafts. And...
Whole truck's got to come apart. Bye.
Night 1.5, I guess, because yesterday I took all the body panels and everything off. Right, Chris?
I don't know what you guys did.
What's your thumbs up, dude?
That's on it. That's it. That's better. Like that. It's not moving. There it is. Oh, smells so bad. You can hear it smell bad too. You ever seen smell before?
So Dylan,
I think that's a really no. Hold on.
Dylan, can you
Okay. Well, so I'm used to working with.
When taking your race car apart that's full of Loctite, this is your best friend. This is a 3-part series on pulling a drive shaft out. Welcome to part 2. We're at the yoke and the transmission.
Yo, Celsius, hit me the up. Let's go. Oh god. What you want to do is put as much downward force as you can. Put your knuckles real tight under the handle, and then just hope that when you break it, that... Got it.
This differential has the Mint 400 and KOH on it, so we are removing it to send back to Evan Weller for him to inspect and make sure that there are no issues with it. He'll clean it, make it all nice and pretty, go through it, he'll mag check everything, repolish everything, put it all back together, and then it'll be good to go back in the car later. Next, pull the shocks off, and then trailing arms and housing and suspension off and all that fun stuff.
I'm so sweaty. More Thalfius. I had 2 an hour ago. Let's go.
Dylan,
What's up?
something tells me there's still a lot of nitrogen in the shock.
Yeah, so Will was following me and just telling me to make random jokes as I was trying to work and pull the truck apart.
I'll remember this during reviews.
Oh my god. I can't get paid less than 0. Here, can you throw that?
This is literally my only pair of pants.
Watch him freak out just by me putting a wrench in the pocket.
Don't.
It's what it's for, dude.
Don't.
Advertise for that.
Not all of us are fashion moguls like you,
Can
Dylan.
you-
You just have wardrobes.
Can I have my wrenches back, please?
Stop it.
You know what's scary? Is carrying this by a spring compressor. Sorry, dude. Sorry, I value function of my clothes, okay? What are you doing? Is there a hole in this already? Arthur's gonna kill me, dude. Where is it? No. Don't tell Nick. Yeah. Oh, you got it. So
Nick and Dylan removed some bolts and called it a night. After hitting multiple things with a hammer, the T2 is now a few parts lighter. With 80-something days till the big race, will the Isenhouer brothers be able to pull this off? Will Dylan survive the near-lethal dose of caffeine he consumed? Where is Chris? What did they do with him?
Hey, today on Trucks, we're going to talk about wiping this tube down. Taking fuel lines out, plumbing out. The fuel cell has been drained. Got to pull coolers off. Got trannies out, steering's off, suspension's off, everything's off. A little bit more wiring to pull out, and then try and snake the engine out of this thing, which isn't very fun.
Is this not how you're supposed to do it?
What are you doing, Chris? What are you taking off? What is that? What did you just take off?
The flux capacitor.
That's the steering box. That's completely wrong. Don't listen to Chris.
Who made that power steering box, Nick?
Charlie.
Tell us.
Charlie from Power Steering Solutions. Right. A lot of this stuff looks like it's coming off the bottom of the Titanic because it got put together before the mint in 2020. And it's coming apart for the very first time. Paint your parts, kids. Oh my god, are you serious? No. This thing's been fucking draining for how long? Dude, there's so much fucking tranny fluid every time I pull anything off.
All he does is cry, dude. That's all he does.
I hurt my hand. It's bleeding.
So like your transmission has clutches inside of it, and the clutches put off material, and that material goes through your filter, which hopefully picks up a lot of it, but then also goes into your coolers and goes everywhere. So even though you drain all the fluid out and it's clean and it's red and everything, inside all the little passages and all the fins and all the everything, there's probably going to be a little bit of buildup of all the junk and gunk and clutch material and dirt and all that. So we usually send like oil coolers, tranny coolers, radiators, everything out to be sonic cleaned. And what that does is it vibrates the heck out of the inside of it and pushes fluid through and flushes the whole thing out and makes the inside of them nice and brand new. Always use the right tool for the job. It's the wrong tool. You gotta drain the coolant, make an even bigger mess next. You wanna know how you take a race car apart? You need 3 tools. You need this crescent wrench here, a driver, and some flush cuts. Whole car. And a hammer that we threw across the other day. That's oil. Oh, it's in there. Go ahead and move that.
I'm trying to enjoy my dinner.
We can pull the fuel cell out if you wanted to. It's ready to come up. Yeah. Not a pry bar, Chris. That's a piece of hose. Give me a pry bar. Between Chris and Dylan, this is why nothing ever gets done. I'm just the only one in this whole shop that ever does anything. Everybody else is just goofing off.
You guys need a hand?
No, just keep holding the camera, Will. Keep filming! Don't stop filming! Let's pull the radiator out and then clean up, because it's the last messy thing. It's probably not going to be the last messy thing.
No, we got a dang combustion engine sitting there. That's going to be the messy thing.
He's not wrong.
That's not a hammer. Multi-tool.
Just watch Nick and Chris struggle bust their way through taking a car apart. Riveting. Smash that subscribe button. Smash it. Will, whose hair is this?
Definitely not mine.
Whose hair is this, Will? Will?
Why is it so long?
Will, whose hair is
That's
this?
your mustache hair pre-shave.
Thanks for subscribing to 2 dudes getting frustrated with themselves.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Nick, you're almost done. Just a dash and a motor.
Yeah, it's true. They actually are pretty far along.
Just the exhaust, dude. Exhaust.
You want to explain why it's so hard?
What did you say to me? So Will really wants to know why the exhaust is so hard. It's because it's got 8-in-1 in there. There's a whole thing that's about yay big. All the pipes go into one deal, and it sits underneath that center console right there, and then it goes through the center of the truck and then out. And all these pipes are individually put into place, so you kind of have to like individually take them all apart, and it's a real not fun.
With just the motor and the wiring harness left, the T2 is almost completely disassembled. Not bad for some dudes that refuse to pick up a power tool. This show is brought to you by our sponsors: Rubber Hose Pry Bar Extension, Miscellaneous Floor Fluid, and Ballistic Hammers.
So we've got the exhaust out, the intake off, all the front accessories are off, transmission's out, fuel cells out, almost all the plumbing is out, all the coolers are out, seats are out, suspension's off, steering's out. So now we just need to pull the engine out, and then the rest of the electronics and brake lines. And then it's time to put it on a trailer and then get it to sandblasting. So yeah, only maybe a few more hours. Probably by the end of the night, we'll have it completely stripped down to a bare chassis.
Damn. Look at you guys. Good work. Good work, guys. This is why I hired the best.
Hired the whole wiring harness for 6100 truck. Hopefully somebody knows how that goes back together, because I don't.
Oh, well, do you want one?
It's rugged.
Damn, that sure is a robust radio.
No, it's rugged.
Should we mark on the pipes where we want to cut them, Chris? The coolant pipes?
Huh?
The pipe is way too long.
Which pipe?
You made the mess, not me.
I invented the chopper. No, I made the Superman bike. No, I made the Superman bike.
Did you see that we made the spokes on the wheels? I can't even... No, it's happened again. I watched like 2 minutes of an episode the other night, and they made the spokes of the wheel, like the threaded knuckle of a baseball. I fucking hate that TV show.
Running. I'm gonna pull off here to get some gas. You guys just keep driving. I never show up to the race. Where did Nick go? He just disappeared forever. Deleted the internet, deleted everything. Just has a brand new truck hiding somewhere.
And a whole different family now, because you also
A whole new
started
family. But it's like my same family, but like little Roy has a mustache.
It's like the Bizarro Simpsons.
Yeah.
Like the...
They're just a little askew. And I just have this perfectly prepped brand new truck just hiding somewhere, and I never have to get it dirty again. Shows up on Unsolved Mysteries. You ever ridden a mountain bike in the rain? Sally rode a mountain bike in the rain. Never to be heard from again.
Yeah, her family hasn't seen her in 47 years.
Here's her story. And then it was just like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. This makes sense.
Anyone got any more extensions that I can use?
This makes sense.
You have to go.
Hello, YouTube. We're going to pull the motor out. Like Vin Diesel right now. Family.
Brought that pig right back to my shop.
The T2 is down to a bare chassis with less than 80 days left before the event. Why is there transmission fluid on the script?
This is a very rare opportunity that this car is all the way down to nothing. And so Craig came through and scanned the entire chassis. So if and or when this thing gets all balled up and broken and twisted, Craig can redraw it all out and cut us a bunch of tubes and parts and pieces to put it all back together. Yes, I'm YouTubing. And what is Chris doing? So if you look here,
It's the same as that.
Yeah.
Same as that, just different.
basically the same thing. Save us a lot of headaches. Hopefully this car doesn't get
Headaches.
crashed, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Right, Chris?
Not me, dude.
Who crashes things?
It's really cool. Very cool.
Yeah, this is something you don't get you never get to see your truck like this, you know?
No.
And that's what's cool. I've done that, for so many customers. It's like, they see it walking around, but to stand back and look at it, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a different view. You don't ever get to see it. or even like a top view.
What are we doing today, Chris?
We're gonna clean the chassis.
Cleaning the chassis, getting it ready for sandblast. All right, let's move this thing. Ready?
Well, we're gonna explain to them how this thing is actually moving on its own.
On this sketchy cart that Chris built like 15 years ago.
So yeah, we're gonna get this chassis all cleaned up and pressure washed. He's got some few tabs that he's got to weld back on and adjust and things like that, and then it'll go to Donnie to get sandblasted and coated.
These parts all get sandblasted at ECP, and then they'll go to Evan Weller Racing, and he has a mag machine. I'm absolutely sure that there's a closer place to get things mag tested than driving all the way to Simi Valley, but I trust Evan and AJ more than anybody in the world, so I trust them to check my parts for me. And so they'll check them, whether it's like Magnaflux testing, it just tests for cracks. And if there's any cracks, we'll weld them up and fix them. It's very rare on these parts that we've ever found cracks, but better be safe than sorry. So that all gets that, and then also up to Evan, we'll send our axles, because he'll mag those, our diff, and our underdrive unit, and then the converter goes back up to dynamic. So tonight we are just cleaning and organizing and getting everything ready to see the chassis back there in the shadows. The funnest part of the whole project is putting everything back together. It takes way longer, but it's way more fun. Right, Chris?
Yes.
Maybe look closely. You see all this dirt on Chris's face because he's working hard.
We're hardly working.
Get back to work. I'm gonna pay you to talk to the camera. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't pay him nothing.
What are you doing? Fixing this. You didn't tell me there was somebody behind us. Now we gotta build a whole new bumper.
And I cut the rear basket out because we got bumped into. So we gotta rebuild that. Don't want to powder coat a crooked.
Going fast enough.
It's because somebody wasn't looking in the mirror, telling us who's behind us.
Terry Householder.
Thanks a lot, Terry Householder.
How about you just go faster and we won't get bumped?
That's true. We could probably just try going faster and try not getting bumped. I remember Andy Peterson, who built this truck, he told his customers that own trucks that rear bumpers are double price and front bumpers are free. So this is costing me double price. But yeah, so yay, fun. Dropped off all this stuff at powder coat or sandblast this morning. Like I said, all these steering parts are nice and clean. I gotta check them out, replace all the bushings. Still gotta do some of the plumbing. I'm pretty excited about this though. So the way that this tube landed here, this tube went over there, this was on there like that. And instead of cutting this here and having to rebuild all this, I cut the weld, and I cut the weld, and I knocked the tube straight out. So now I can just slide the new tube over and burn it together. Whoever said we weren't fabricators can, yeah. Fabricators. It's late, and it's Tuesday. Okay, all right, back to work.
How many days until Vegas, Reno?
78, 76. Not enough days, but enough. Okay, all right, back to working. See you later.
You know what? You're not getting an outro. I quit. I can't live off peanut butter pretzels and Celsius. I haven't seen my kids in 3 weeks. Find someone else to do this.